So Grandma, it's so good to be here with you today. Thank you for welcoming me into your beautiful house here in American Fork, Utah. And my name is James Jacob. I'm a grandson of Grandma Vesta Jacob, and I have the honor of interviewing you. Thank you for agreeing to be interviewed.
If I don't know, you know what it was going to be.
Today is the 21st of June 2015, and let's begin with this question on your background. If you could share with us about your background, your parents, your family, where you grew up.
Well, I didn't grow up in one spot. I was born in Escalante. That's where they pioneered. My grandparents helped settle and build Escalante as a resident. And my mother had, when she was young, the job she had was generally caring for someone that needed help, like someone that had had a baby. In those days, they were in bed for 10 days after a baby was born, was the rule. So they'd get someone to come and help out with the baby and the things that had to be done at their homes. So that was the kind of jobs. Or she would cook for somebody, or maybe they used to have a group come for the threshers of the grain, and they'd have a lot of men there that needed to be fed, and they'd call for somebody to come and help, and that was the kind of jobs they had in those days, was serving other people. And she had, one time when she was home and not having a job at the time, my Aunt Lucetta come to her and ask if she would go help her mother that needed some care. So she agreed that she would, and so Mother went, they come and got her to go over to the Escalante Mountain. In those days you could only go over the mountain, and it took 2 days to get over the mountain because it was done by team and horses, and the horses had to rest part of the way. And she spent one night on her way to the Escalante, and she could remember about it because of that staying overnight. Aunt Lucetta had her sleeping, I guess, in the dining room, and as she cared for her. And one night in come a man that had a great big beard, and oh my, what a sight. And that's how she met my dad, but she didn't get introduced to him till the next day. She said he shaved and then he looked better. And that's how she met him. Let's see. That's after they were married years later. They lived in Escalante, and 4 children was born there. Jay, Marva, Quentin, and I come next. That 2 months before I was born, 2 months after I was born, my grandmother died, and her name is Vesta Twitchell. And so they sold the house, so my dad wanted to buy it, but the family didn't want him to have it, so they sold it to the church, and they later built the church house there. Escalante's first church house was built there. Now they have it as a senior citizens building. But that's where the 4 children was born, and